Welcome to Quantum Finance. My name is Parker. I'm the head trader here, but I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So in today's video, we'll take a look at the economic calendar, we'll go over some news, and then we'll do our market recap and market analysis. So looking here at the economic calendar, today we didn't really have any super significant economic data drop, but tomorrow, Tuesday, May 16th, we do get core retail sales and retail sales. So now we can look at some news. So we have the total U.S. household debt rising by 148 billion in the first quarter of 2023, bringing us to a total of 17.05 trillion. And this marks the first time in history that the total U.S. household debt has crossed the $17 trillion level. And the breakdown of the largest categories here, as you can see, number one being mortgage debt at 12 trillion, auto loans being 1.56 trillion, student loans at 1.6 trillion, and credit card debt at 986 billion. And here we have CPI and the Fed funds rate. And so historically, the Fed's tightening cycles have ended when the federal funds rate is above CPI. And as of the recent CPI print, we currently do have the Fed funds rate above the CPI level. And this is a chart here showing the after-tax wages and salaries growth by income group. As you can see here, wage growth of those earning over 125,000 is now negative, and most Americans' wages are now rising at a rate of below 2%. And we also have Gary Gensler and the SEC being accused of disrupting the well-functioning markets by JP Morgan and financial regulators because of their qualified custodian proposal. And here we have the commodities versus equities valuations. So historically, lows in the ratio of commodities to equities have corresponded with the beginning of a new commodity supercycle. And here we have Apple is now larger than the combined market cap of all the stocks in the Russell 2000. We have Germany to give Ukraine $3 billion more in military aid, including 30 tanks. And we have North Korea stolen $721 million in cryptocurrency from Japan since 2017. And we have Argentina Central Bank hiking interest rates to 97%. So now we can do our market recap here, starting in the debt market with the U.S. 10-year yield getting a green day today, getting up through that midline. As you can see here, kind of approaching this downtrend line that we're at. Turning to the dollar, we do have a red day here in the dollar after squeezing to the upside, finding resistance here at these levels from April, just kind of pulling back here down into the upper extreme on the daily chart. Looking at stocks, we'd have a green day in stocks, as you can see, getting another large wick here from this midline area. Been a lot of wicks down off this level here, but still, just sitting in the middle of this daily range here, starting the week off green. Turning to cryptocurrency, we have Bitcoin getting a pretty nice green day here today after bouncing off this lower extreme over the weekend, making its way back up here towards this midline. Looking at XRP, we do have a green day here in XRP, still consolidating down here at the lower end of this daily range, trying to find a bottom down here and hopefully get back above this midline here on the weekly chart. Turning to commodities, we have oil getting a green day today, but still just sitting down here in the lower end of this daily and monthly range. Looking at gold, we do have a green day here in gold, looking like it wants to hold this midline here. Now we can look at silver. Silver getting a green day today after getting the pretty big sell-off last week, trying to find support in the structured price range here from January. Now we can do our market analysis. We can start with our volume analysis on the S&P 500 daily chart here. As you can see, pretty low volume day today, well below that volume average. Majority buying today, as you can see, still sitting in the middle of this range with another pretty big wick to the upside like we got on Friday and Wednesday. So now we can look at the 3-minute chart here. So here we have the 3-minute chart. We did open up right here with a gap up outside of this upper extreme here, and then really just kind of selling off at the open, pulling into this lower extreme before recovering, throughout the mid-morning and getting a nice squeeze here to push the highs on the day, then pulling back into VWAP and then closing kind of sideways here with a little spike up to the upside here into the close. Now we can zoom out a little bit, look at the 15-minute and the 2-hour chart. So here on the 15-minute, as you can see, a lot like Friday, opening up above this upper extreme here with our gap up and then pulling back into that range, into the middle of that 15-minute range here, just like we got on Friday. And, really pushing up here, squeezing to the upside, running into this upper trend line here that we were talking about for the past couple of days here. and really closing above it. So this is really interesting to see here. So, you know, we do have this momentum downtrend here, kind of holding here at the 0 line. So I would definitely be look for this momentum to break out to the upside here and see if we can hold this this upper downtrend break that we got here going into tomorrow, because we are pretty squeezed here on the 15-minute closing above that significant downtrend line. So would maybe look for a move to the upside here. Now we can look at the VIX and the NASDAQ. So as you can see on the, we'll start with the VIX here. As you can see, getting a pretty big gap up here in the VIX, running into the significant resistance level from last week, really pulling back and filling that gap, and just kind of closing here at the lows. As you can see, the NASDAQ still in this rising wedge pattern, trying to break out here of this momentum downtrend that we have. So yeah, I would definitely be keeping an eye on this. This pattern here is a rising wedge, which is typically a bearish reversal pattern, but it doesn't always have to be bearish. You know, if the market gets really strong, this could easily just push up through this upper trend line here. So definitely be keeping an eye on this pattern here in the NASDAQ and see if we can, let me pull up the SPY actually, so we can compare the two. So you see we have this kind of descending triangle pattern here on the S&P 500, looking like it's trying to break out here to the upside, with this rising wedge pattern in the NASDAQ. As you can see, both of them with these downtrends, significant downtrend lines here on momentum, with the NASDAQ looking like it wants to push up here to the upside. So now we can talk about some trades. We can go back to the 3-minute. We turn on these, some drawings here. So a lot like Friday, if you remember Friday's trade, we were opening up outside, super extended to the upside into resistance here, which was a nice opportunity for put options off this VWAP rejection. Same thing today. We opened up, extended to the upside on the 15-minute. Let me go back to that. Right, opening up here, extended to the upside, well above this extreme. Getting a pullback here off the open. So this would have been a nice opportunity for put options here off this VWAP rejection. Very similar trade to the one we had Friday morning. So yeah, nice opportunity here to buy puts just to fade down to the lower extreme here on the 3-minute. And then we also had this nice rising wedge pattern here, which is a bearish reversal pattern. As you can see, getting the breakdown here in momentum to the downside, which was another good way to identify that there was going to be weakness here. And then we also had this nice recovery here after that breakdown in the morning, getting a nice squeeze here above VWAP with this nice kind of wedge pattern forming with a bullish reversal here with this falling wedge, you know, going into these about 12:30 here. So this was a nice opportunity for call options just as a play up here to this significant downtrend line, which did line up here with this upper extreme on the 15-minute chart. When you have downtrend lines that are this significant, you kind of do expect price to be drawn to it. And we did have bullish momentum and bullish MACD, so that's why I did like this for call options here on this squeeze. But besides that, that was really mainly the only two trades I liked here, with that put option in the morning and that call option here on this squeeze pattern at about noon. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on this downtrend level that looks like we are breaking here into the close. Be really curious to see what happens tomorrow morning if we get some type of large gap up or gap down. But yeah, pretty low volume day today, but mostly buying like we've gotten the past couple days. Just a lot of buying here, to be honest, over the past couple days. So, you know, I'm feeling kind of bullish right now, especially breaking out of that downtrend line. Maybe looking for a move up here towards this upper extreme and to retest these highs back here. But we are squeezed here on the daily chart and looking like we're trying to maybe kind of get squeezed here again on the weekly chart. But that'll do it for the video. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.